So, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'm Ron Orr, the MLA for Lacombe-Ponoka, and truly welcome you to a very exciting and long worked-for moment today. It's a pleasure to be here this afternoon at the Lacombe Memorial Centre, celebrating the future construction of a new facility that will bring jobs, innovation, investment, and emissions reduction to Lacombe and, quite frankly, ultimately the world. We look forward to that. See a few familiar faces. I've had a chance to visit with a few of you. We're joined here today by several city councillors, as well as representatives from BioRefinex, Scott Builders, and Biosphere Technologies. So thank you all for being here. Joining me at the podium this afternoon will be the Honourable Jason Nixon, Minister of Environment and Parks, Mayor of Lacombe, Grant Creasy, Steve McDonald, CEO of Emissions Reduction Alberta, and Chris Thrall, President and CEO of BioRefinex Canada. Today, Minister Nixon will announce funding through the Technology, Innovation and Emissions Reduction System that will support an Alberta-made technology right here in Lacombe. Lacombe is located in the heart of one of Canada's most populated and diversified livestock regions, from cow-calf operations to quite a few dairies, as well as feedlot operations as well. So it's one of our really strong industries here, and that makes it a perfect location for a new facility that we're announcing today. The facility and technology our speakers are sharing with you today will put Lacombe and Alberta literally on the map of global leaders in emissions management and climate action. So at this time, I would like to invite Minister Nixon to the podium to tell you about this exciting investment. Minister Nixon, please.
Well, thank you, Ron. I'm going to move that for a little more space. It's good to be on my way home today. Thursday's the day that MLAs are on their way home, but I'm really happy, though, I got to do a quick pit stop here in Lacombe on what I call the east side of the Ron Orr Jason Nixon line, because, of course, I have the pleasure of representing the west side of Lacombe County, and I'm happy to share some of those areas with Ron today, and I want to thank him for being here, as well as all the dignitaries that he mentioned in his introduction. We are here today to celebrate another job-creating projects, another project that shows Alberta's international leadership on technology and innovation, all while meeting our environmental goals in our province. Now, it's no surprise our province is home to these types of projects. When it comes to getting things done, Albertans have a proud history of rolling up our sleeves and getting to work. And when it comes to reducing emissions, the attitude is the same. Our province is on the leading edge of supporting, building, and employing the technologies of tomorrow. By employing smart policies, programs, and technologies, our province is making huge progress. And while getting Albertans back to work, by creating the right growing conditions for our industries from energy to agriculture. We're doing this without burdening Alberta's families with a small business, or small businesses, I should say, with a crushing carbon tax. Just last month, I announced that $750 million from the industry-funded tier system will be put towards innovative projects. Not only will these funds support emission reduction, but it will help get nearly 9,000 Albertans back to work, and together with our partners in industry, we'll inject $1.9 billion into Alberta's economy at the exact moment that we need it. Today, I'm proud to mark another step in our tier fund investment to support leading-edge, Alberta-made technologies right here in Lacombe. Alberta is going to use $10 million from the tier fund to help build a $45 million clean energy and organic fertilizer facility. Not only will this biorefinery right here in Lacombe show off Alberta-made technology in action, but it will demonstrate to the world how well this technology works. When it begins construction in 2021, this biorefinery will support up to 80 construction jobs and about 25 full-time operating jobs in Lacombe and Calgary once the facility is up and running in 2022. When fully operational, this facility will reduce 40,000 tons of emissions every year. That's the same as taking 8,500 cars off the road. There's a lot to be excited about. The Lacombe biorefinery will be the first facility in the world to fully apply BioRefinex thermal hydrolysis technology. I probably really butchered that, but you're going to hear more about it in a moment. This technology uses high-pressure water at extreme high heat. It turns animals and plant waste from farming and food processing into organic fertilizer and renewable natural gas. The organic fertilizer will be available to customers across Alberta, and the facility will be able to generate enough renewable natural gas to heat 1,000 homes every year. This is incredible technology. It's also certified globally with the support from top scientists in over 180 countries around the world. The innovation that comes and the work that is being done on these projects by BioRefinex right here is a prime example of the entrepreneurial spirit of Albertans. In addition to creating jobs and reducing emissions, the biorefinery will have another significant benefit to Lacombe, Calgary, and Alberta. With construction costs being sourced right here in Alberta, the local economy will benefit, and so will Lacombe's industrial tax base. The biorefinery is also expected to attract other businesses that will benefit from this technology, like greenhouses and food processing facilities. Steve and Chris will have more to say about this project in a few moments. The funding for BioRefinex will be delivered through our valued partner, Emissions Reduction Alberta. The Tier Fund supports ERA projects worth billions of dollars that are reducing emissions, creating competitive industries, and leading to job creation for business opportunities, I should say, in Alberta every day. Lacombe Biorefinery is also receiving $10 million through Enbridge, which underscores ERA's important role as a catalyst for funding these types of projects. Today's announcement illustrates just how we can process waste to produce clean energy, reduce emissions, and create value for Alberta's livestock and farming industries. And it's just another example of our industry-funded tier system supporting projects that make a difference for Alberta's energy and agriculture sectors and make a difference for Albertans. With that, I would like to pass the mic off and invite up His Worship, Mayor Creasy from the great town of Lacombe to share some information about this announcement.
Well, thank you, Minister Nixon. Appreciate that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Lacombe. Certainly a pleasure for me to be here and speak on behalf of Lacombe City Council. Today is a very exciting day for us in Lacombe, and it's my privilege to welcome our distinguished guests, of course, the Minister of Environment and Parks, Jason Nixon. It's always a pleasure to host you here, especially as representative of our friends and neighbors to the west. Of course, our MLA Ron Orr, and more locally representing our friends at Lacombe County, the Reeve, Paul Law, and Manager Tim Timmins. We've also got a couple of councillors that were able to make time in their schedules. Thanks to Talia Hibbs, and Councillor Don Gullickson, I believe, is here as well. Thank you. And also our Chief Administrative Officer, Matthew Gowdy. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Our community takes great pride in our strong agricultural roots. The province of Alberta's considerable investment in BioRefinex confirms that farming and agriculture will continue to be critical to Lacombe's future. The undeniable relationship between energy and agriculture is an important one, and our city is fortunate to be on the cutting edge of agricultural research and development, and this project shows the power of local ingenuity and environmental foresight. Indeed, this investment in the Lacombe biorefinery will contribute to making our community a 21st century home for economically viable and environmentally sustainable agrotechnology. Let me take this opportunity to thank the entire team, which is well represented here, with senior management from BioRefinex for bringing this opportunity to our entire region. And to the Government of Alberta, thank you for supporting the farming and agricultural spirit of this province. Residents of Lacombe anticipate even further advances in biofuels and sustainable agricultural technology within our community. So thank you for the investment indeed in our future. and I know that you're wanting to hear some additional benefits of this exciting project. With that in mind, I would like for you to please welcome the CEO of Emissions Reduction Alberta, Mr. Steve McDonald.
Thank you, Mayor Creasy. It's a real pleasure to be here in Lacombe. Actually, my wife's family ranches in this region, so I realize how important energy and agriculture is to this area. Thank you, MLA Orr, for hosting us today. And Minister Nixon, thank you for inviting Emissions Reduction Alberta to be part of today's announcement. Your leadership and support is accelerating the technologies that will create a more diversified and sustainable economy. As Minister Nixon announced, ERA is committing $10 million to BioRefinex and Lacombe Biorefinery. Through projects like these, Alberta continues to demonstrate it is a world leader in developing agricultural technologies that reduce waste and emissions while creating value-added products. This project is also important because it allows us to build on Alberta's strengths in agriculture, refining, and supply chain management of fuels and fertilizers. In addition to the opportunities around fertilizers, the potential around bioenergy is immense. It is one of the world's largest renewable energy sources, and with a share in final energy consumption greater than wind and solar combined. Alongside hydrogen and electricity, biofuels will play a critical role in future emissions reductions in both transportation and heating. Delivering deep carbon emissions reductions requires an unprecedented effort in technology innovation and deployment. The more than $600 million that ERA has invested since 2009 is proof that Alberta is leading this effort. Our investments have accelerated over $4 billion worth of cleaner technologies. These investments provide a clear line of sight from the carbon price paid by large final emitters to the solutions needed to achieve continued economic and environmental success in Alberta. This project has been on ERA's radar for some time. Chris, I think we've been having a conversation for over 10 years to get to this place. Getting all the pieces in place is incredibly challenging. Securing feedstock, customers, and funding partners are key steps on the journey to commercialization. Enbridge's partnership is a critical piece of this puzzle. Alberta's approach is about industry, innovators, community, and government working together to reduce emissions, attract investment, and create jobs. Because of hard work, collaboration, and tenacity, we are here today announcing this big environmental and economic win in the heart of rural Alberta. Thank you again, Minister Nixon. Thank you, Mayor Creasy and MLA Orr. And in closing, I want to congratulate Chris Thrall, President and CEO of BioRefinex, and his team for their commitment to this project. We're all looking forward to the benefit it will bring to Lacombe and our province. And with that, I'll turn it over to you, Chris. Thank you all.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you, Steve. Thank you, Mayor Creasy, and thank you, Minister Nixon. We are extremely grateful, of course, to the Alberta government and Emissions Reduction Alberta for your leadership and your support in this important project. It will be meaningful, of course, to the agriculture industry, the Central Alberta region, and to the local community for sure. But the Lacombe Biorefinery will also become a showcase for the world. It will demonstrate at commercial scale the best way how to divert organic waste from landfills, away from on-site burial, and away from incineration. These current practices all contribute significantly to greenhouse gas emissions, and they negatively impact our land, our air, and water. Instead, we will safely transform these agriculture and food wastes into high-value products. We've been working hard at this project for many years, and one of the recent factors in making this possible is the emergence of the markets and the reliable technology to create renewable natural gas, RNG. It's a term that you're going to hear a lot more of. The Lacombe biorefinery will have large tanks called anaerobic digesters that will be used to create biogas from these organic wastes. And then this gas will be upgraded into pipeline quality natural gas. But in this case, it's all made from renewable resources. So, and of course, we're extremely thrilled to announce that Enbridge is now a partner in the Lacombe biorefinery and the development of the RNG portion of this project through their very important matching investment of $10 million. Enbridge is showing tremendous leadership in this new market by helping projects such as ours become a reality. And we couldn't be happier to have them as a strategic partner and working together with Emissions Reduction Alberta on the Lacombe biorefinery. It must be said that this project would not be possible without the vision and the decades of work of Dr. Eric Schmidt, who's our founder, our executive chairman, and chief science officer. Years ago, Eric had set out to address the problems of landfills and food waste, and he created the amazing Biorefinex thermal hydrolysis technology. That's how we pronounce it. and this is going to be used at the core of the Lacombe biorefinery. It will be used to generate more RNG than ever possible, and it's going to be used to produce these high-grade organic fertilizers. So thank you, Eric, for your dedication to really making the world a better place, and I say that quite literally. Thanks also goes to our Biorefinex team and our colleagues, and certainly our investors who have put in so much to get us to this stage to date. Lastly, we're so grateful to the City of Lacombe. This is a great place to do business, and it's an excellent location for us to be working with the agriculture community in the central Alberta region. And we really appreciate, Grant, the years of collaboration with you, the council, and certainly the administrative team, and we look forward to a successful future together. Thank you very much. At this point, I'd like to bring up MLA Orr for closing remarks.
So thank you very much, Chris, and truly to all of the Biorefinex team, and of course, as already has said, special recognition to Eric, who is really the dreamer and the innovator who has spent years developing the science and the theory that we see coming to life today. So congratulations to all of you. Thank you for the work you've done. It truly is going to be a great development for Lacombe and the area, and actually all of Alberta and the world ultimately. So thank you all for joining us today in this celebration of innovation and collaboration and using real ingenuity in terms of technology to boost our economy, protect our environment, and get Albertans back to work. So now we'll open the floor to questions. I think you're taking the questions, correct?
Yeah, I certainly am.
So I will leave it at that, and at the end of the question period, we will say thank you for all being here, and have a good afternoon.
Do we have any questions from the floor? As Minister Nixon has to dash off to another event, we'll just do one question, no follow-ups. Nope. And there's no one on the line? So I'm just going to ask you to hop up to the mic if you don't mind. Thank you.
I think it would be appropriate for me to ask, because it will be of interest to the citizens here in Lacombe, what is the approximate timeline of the completion of the refinery?
Great, thanks.
That's a very fair question, Grant. So this announcement today of both from Emissions Reduction Alberta and from Enbridge is a huge catalyst in us getting to our final stage of completing the financing for the project, and which is well underway. And so our expectation and our hope is that we're going to be able to break ground in the spring And as Minister Nixon had indicated, that so construction in 2021 and for operations in 2022. And so we a lot of energy has gone into already all the engineering and costing of the project, and so we're at a very advanced stage for that to make that possible. Thanks.
Super. Hearing no one else on the line, I think we'll wrap up. Thanks very much, guys.